Hi, I'm Justy. Welcome back to the Skeptheist, an ongoing series of videos in which I talk about concepts of science and philosophy. Who am I? Hey, I just told you. Now look, today's episode is all about the idea of changing minds. So let's dig right in. What does it mean to change someone's mind? It's pretty obvious that a mind isn't simply a variable, like, you know, it's your mind is now red, or now your mind is blue, or your mind is 1 or it's 2. A mind is obviously a complex thing, and let's look at the extremes. If we never changed our minds, then we would be inflexible. I mean, at the literal extreme, we wouldn't be able to do anything. So, you know, as you learn new things, your mind is being changed, obviously. But at the other end of the spectrum, if our minds changed if our minds changed completely every time we learned something new, then that would be a little too destructive. So, you know, the truth lies somewhere in between. I at least perceive the perception that changing minds is not necessarily a good thing. In other words, some buddies of mine do a podcast in which they say we're not here to change minds, and so I'd like to address that today. I like what the guys do, but I think that as a starting point is I can understand that, by the way. It's because it's not threatening. So if you say you're not here to change minds, then straight away you might put someone, not on the back foot. You might endear yourself to them. But what's so wrong with wanting to change someone's mind? So I guess you could split it into two things. You could look at learning as one thing and changing minds as something else. So to my mind, they're all the same things. If I learn a fact about X, my mind has been changed about X. But the other way of looking at it is that learning is just what it is, but changing your mind is revision. So it's having things that you thought were true changed, or the status of knowledge on any particular subject changed. And again, I don't think it's a bad thing. And indeed, as a skeptic, that's the primary axiom, is that we understand everything provisionally and will always accept our minds being changed about any particular subject. And of course I can understand why people would get nervous about the idea of your mind being changed completely. So there's this idea of brainwashing, or of having your fundamental axioms tweaked in such a way as to give you falsehoods, right, rather than the truth. So I can completely understand that as a concern, to put up some sort of mental barrier to having one's mind changed, and similarly not wanting to present oneself as a mind changer. I can completely see that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's short episode on changing minds, the new Skeptheist short series. I'll talk to you next time, when it will be episode 13, but you can't guess what the subject of that episode will be.
I'm the Skeptheist, skeptical atheist. Skeptics have open mind, didn't you know? If you didn't know, maybe watch the show. It's called the Skeptheist. When you have an open mind, you can grow. If you say you're open minded, try to put some work behind a Skeptheist.